Okay, Marco, or what do you think?
Yeah, hello, thank you. This is really my favorite word because it's vibrational state. And I appreciate the people where they're able to reach that vibrational state and just to live in that field, because it's amazing really to spread all over the world this frequency. So I just wanted to share my understanding about nano coating, because we speak a lot of the chat rooms with the knowledge seekers from the institute and around the world, but actually it's this nano coating, and have different kind of questions and misunderstanding. And we chat in the live stream like the next 2 hours with Mike and other people around. And we try to explain what actually it's our understanding about nano coating. So nano coating is opening the door. How you just stay in front of one door and you want to enter the next level, in or out, you're supposed to open this door. So you're supposed to find the key to just unlock the door and to go inside. And in medical language, this is the connection between, if you know the enzymes, they have a specific shape, and all the receptors, they have a specific shape. When the shape of the enzyme match to the shape of the receptor, they connect, and the door inside of the membrane of the cell just open, and all the reaction between inside of the cell and outside of the cell, they start. This is like the starting point and opening the door for exchanging the information between two parts of the membrane, in and out. The same is coating. You're supposed to find that kind of material who have the same shape like a surface what you want to open. So for the transitional metals like copper and zinc, that shape of the caustic, how we call the caustic substance, caustics mean in something which is able to break the bond between two particles. So for transitional metals, because of their crystalline structure, copper and zinc, you may be able to find them 3D model all over the internet. So the match shape is of the soda caustic. This is the potassium oxide, because this is on the shape of Metatronic cup. And when this Metatronic cup arranged in the space between two crystalline particles of the copper, is able to break the bond between the molecules, atoms of the copper. In that way, it is make the door space gap, how we call regarding the Mr. Keshe technology. So to enter the next level, to next state of matter, you're supposed to open that door between the state of matters. So in this case, the sodium oxide on that shape is open, is able to open this door for the copper and zinc. But for other surfaces, you need different kind of materials to open that door. The sodium oxide is used for so many surfaces, but not for all. That we wanted with Mike to explain to others, because they got confused what actually is mean nano coating. Nano coating is the deeper level after the material state. To go inside, you're supposed to open the door. How to open this door? You're supposed to find that kind of shape of the molecule, atom, particles, which is matched to the surface of the solid matter, what you're supposed to break in and to go inside of the nano state of this matter. For example, we need to find out how to go inside of the matter level of the copper to the nano copper. And then when we go inside of the nano copper, we start to search how to go to the deepest level, GaNs copper. Do you understand? This is the layering of different state of matter. So all the layering have the gates, have the door, and you're supposed to find out how to enter this door. So with the sodium oxide, you just open the door But when you go inside, you will not close the door. You just staying little open. So the fluids go out and in. They have a draft. If you use the baking soda, because contain the calcium, you just closing the door after you enter in. It's just like you put the stone to hold the door in, and from inside you're not able to open anymore because it's locked from outside. Someone locked you from outside. It means that you close the surface and that's it. And because of that, Mr. Keshe said, when you want to separate different state of matter, you use some kind of carbonate inside because calcium is locking the process. Because of that, have that kind of functions inside of these particles in different state of them existence, like a solid, like a nano, or like a gas. So if you use the potassium oxide to open the door for both sides from inner core inside of the reactor and to nano coat again the other side, you have a huge draft of fields that he wants to explain you, Mr. Keshe, and before time Armen, because you're supposed to open 2 doors to get a draft and then you get a speed. Do you understand? You have air, but when you open 2 in front of doors to face each other, you get the draft. So what this means? The air starts to have a speed, flow. And then you are able to get different state of matter reacting to each other. When you transform state of matter one by one, you get the speed, because actually they behave like a different fields where they rub to each other. During the rubbing, you get a motion. And in matter level, we call this motion moving, lifting, landing, submerging, walking of the body, whatever. This is because of interaction of 2 fields. But these 2 fields or state of matter can be from one material, only copper, only hydrogen, only zinc, or whatever you need to use. That's why the point is to not lock the door, just to open and to maintain to be open. And for transitional metals, this is more easy, the sodium oxide, because of the shape of the sodium oxide. If you use potassium oxide, this is the half shape of sodium oxide. Because of that, is less effective. But if you mix it, you have like a 1 Metatronic cube and 1/2 Metatronic cube. So one is open the door, other one is just pushing to not close by chance of something. And that's why it's more effective when you mix. And when you use the current, you just enforce the process, because all your cells, they work with current. They can, and this current is because of changing of ions of 2 sides of the membrane. And what you exchange mostly, this is sodium and potassium. So when you use for nano coating sodium and potassium in the hydroxy base, that you open the door and the fields from nano state, they start to have a draft. If you want to go to the gas state, you're just supposed to open next stargate. The same you use when you fly. So if you want to go to the moon, you open the gate for a moon, you tune to that frequency. If you want to go after the moon to the Mars, you have to open the next one, stargate. You cannot go with the frequency of one door. You tune to this door, open, go in, and then you find out how to tune yourself to the next one frequency and go to the next one, stargate. That is the meaning of nano coating, just to go inside of the matter. And when you want to go out, you just do the vice versa process. That is my thinking, and that when we spoke with Armen, he said how to explain to them in more easy way. Because actually that is also his understanding when he said that to nanocoat to both sides. And Mr. Keshe explained to you so many times why I'm supposed to nanocoat to both sides, just to get a speed draft of the fields. So that I just wanted to say in the way how I'm able to explain, and hope it's useful for you to understand and to visualize, because the things, they are really simple. Just to visualize, like Mike said, in your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot. That was great. Do we hear Mr. Keshe?
What I could add to, yes, if it's okay for me, whatever we heard is still in that state of schizophrenic, connecting matter to plasma. When you create the condition of the elements in the condition we've done up to now, you only work in plasma condition. Once you start connecting with gates and others, you're back into the schizophrenic condition. And this is what we're trying to avoid. Understand the structure of nanomaterial as the condition created for them to be done. Because sodium with the oxygen and hydrogen create a gravitational magnetic field which affects and is got common denominator with most of the elements on this planet. This is something which has never been understood. So we do not go into the matter state that we add this or that to it. We understand a simple principle that sodium, as Marco explained, and he just touched on it, and I think most of you missed, is got the common denominator gravitational magnetic field of most of the elements on this planet. And that's why it allows them to be separated. Opens the channel. We are looking at the plasma and not in the matter state. There is no gates to open up. You create a gravitational magnetic field with the matter within the salt, sodium and chlorine in the environment of the water. That in that environment creates a gravitational magnetic field of most of the elements within the structure of the metals and semiconductors and most of the conductors on this planet. It has nothing to do with gating. It does not open anything. And the flow of the current you get is when plasmas are find their own position. They create, up to now they were stuck to each other as a matter state. Now that you free them, they are free to flow to find their own position. And the flow to find their own position creates the current, which the residual of it, we see it as a small current you collect on the running your electrodes or whatever LED lights. What we heard from Dr. Kostova, it's very well defined, but it's in a matter state. Does not apply into the plasma. And this is what we're trying to avoid.
Mr. Keshe, if I may?
Perfect definition in matter state. Yes?
All right, it's Mike.
Carry on.
What Eliya was trying to explain was not the matter state. It was the excitement of the atoms on the surface of the matter.
No. It is exactly where it does not go. You do not excite them. You create gravitational magnetic field balance pool. There is no excitement in plasma condition.
Is it vibrational, or is that just...
The vibration of the plasma is what you come, it makes sense to you in a matter state. It's not vibration, because it's a clear locking up of entities in plasmatic magnetic field, and when the position becomes to a point with respect to the salt or sodium and chlor, then you find out the balance comes into and the other fields affect and create the release. You have to look at the totality of the structure. You have certain amount of sodium and chlor, and they can work and share the gravitational magnetic field with certain numbers. And when they're all tied up, you find out that your process stops, because there is no more fields to share amongst to create a condition of magnetic gravitational pull. If this was not the case, this does not happen. That's why you find saturation in most of your containers. After a while, you cannot produce any more GANs, or it goes very slow. Because what you see, which is not invisible to the eye, is that the whole container has become balanced gravitational magnetic field-wise. Right. This explanation of connecting is creating a lot of problem, and I don't know how to teach you the way of looking at it. You are jumping between the two, and because you can justify it in the matter state, so it applies in the plasma state. This has to stop. Till you don't understand this.
Okay, well, we're trying to understand it.
Understand this. We just wanted to translate to people, and they to start.
Yeah, but if you translate the wrong way, the knowledge is carried the wrong way. This is the problem. This is what we have to stop. People on the edge of science, edge of technology, people who are on the... Because once this is what I was explaining to Marco yesterday when we were going for lunch. When we, on this level, put certain ideas out, is accepted to be because it goes in the teachings. And when people with the knowledge and certificate explain their way and they say this is what it is, then it gets accepted and we are back in the same mess. This is what I was teaching yesterday in the teachings. The whole, even last night in the Mike Harris program. Because we are shown a magnet, on our first day we come in touch with magnet as a student, maybe the first year in the school, we have that preconceived idea that the whole magnetic field is. And that's what I said. If you change a straight magnet to a spherical magnet, and I still call it a magnet, we will understand plasma better. And now the explanation I heard is schizophrenia. Stop this morning, and all the sessions is going in about the plasma